Well, the parent tip I have today actually comes from being out on the museum floor. And I watched a mom have almost one of her worst moments as a parent, and then I watched her recover in the most beautiful way I've ever seen, and I wanted to share it.
Okay.
I don't know who she was, so I can't name names, and I wouldn't anyway, but she did such a beautiful job. I thought, that's a parent tip. So let me tackle this tough issue, which is losing it with your child. Okay, most all of us parents have done it. I've done it. My husband did it. All my friends have done it. We all have.
We've all seen it too.
We've all seen it. It's happened. So what was happening here was a little girl about 3 years old did not want to leave the museum. This does happen. Mom was ready to go and trying everything she could, but she was literally meeting a wall of stubborn toddler. And I had passed through the room and heard it escalating, and I was headed towards our lobby, which was the next room. And from there, I heard Mom just spin out and lose it. And I thought, oh, poor Mom, poor Mom. And, you know, and there was no intervention that I could do. My heart went out as a fellow parent. And but anyway, what I saw next was stunning and wonderful. Mom gets to the front door, sees that we have a bench there. We actually have benches that light up when you sit on them. It's kind of cool. And she took a big deep breath, and she sat on the bench, even though I know she was in a hurry, and she put her little girl right in front of her and looked her in the eye and said, in fact, I have it written down because it was so good. Mommy should not have yelled at you. It's never your fault when I get upset. I know you were having fun and you didn't want to leave, but Jaden needs to be picked up from school, and he's going to be scared if he's by himself and we're not there. So Mommy was getting anxious. So let's go now and get him, and we'll come back here and have another time and have a good time. I love you so much. And they got up and left. And I thought, oh my gosh, I just saw her at probably her worst moment, and honestly, her best moment. Because, and I can unpack that a little bit about what happened there. First of all, she calmed herself, which is huge. You have to do that in those kind of emotional moments. Toddlers push buttons. They have a unique ability to do that, as do teenagers and probably everybody in between. Husbands, you know, whatever. People push buttons, and so when you get your button pushed, she brought herself to a calm place, and she stayed in that conversation with her daughter and owned it. It wasn't, and this is the mistake all of us have made, of saying, "Mommy's so sorry she did that, but you made Mommy yell at her." Okay, that the apology's over now. You didn't really apologize. She owned it and said, "Mommy was anxious, and it made me do this." So what her daughter's hearing is big feelings can result in behaviors. And they may not be great behaviors, but we can fix it because we love each other. And that's all there was to it, but it was magical and perfect, and it took what could have been a damaging moment in a relationship and made it a bonding moment in a relationship. So I just wanted to share that as a model for myself and everybody else, and it works even if you don't have children. It's the right way to respond. It's the mature way to respond emotionally, and it's a wonderful way to do it with kids because she's teaching her daughter and modeling how to interact and respond when things don't go well, because we don't bat 1,000 on this stuff. We have moments we're not proud of.
Luckily, kids are forgiving as well.
I think so, especially if you go back around and repair. So parental repair is like a term in our world, and it really does make a big difference. It's not easy. You know, it's hard to sit down with a 3-year-old and say you screwed something up. I mean, nobody wants to do that ever to anybody. But it's so important with 3-year-olds because their neurological, pathways are wiring up by everything we do. So that was just a great way that mom showed her daughter how to fix when something happens, because it's going to happen.
Definitely. Your ears are always out for some good tips. I love it.
Well, I get to see the range of parenting skills in the Children's Museum. And we're not all just listening to what goes on. This one escalated and caught my attention. But again, I'm so glad it did, because she really pitch perfect landing on how to bring that airplane in.